At 99, Mel Brooks has amassed a net worth of around $100 million. Yet something unusual is unfolding. In 2010, he auctioned off one of his Tony Awards, and while the world assumed it was for charity, insiders sensed there was more to the story. Today, he is donating iconic props from his films to museums, while simultaneously signing deals worth $20 million for new projects. The money and the moves behind it are more strategic than they appear, leaving family and even his legal team bewildered. What began as simple charity has evolved into something far larger, an ambitious plan that will surprise everyone. Mel Brooks entered the world on June 28, 1926, in a cramped tenement at 515 Powell Street in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Life there was modest. His family lived on $25 a week, roughly $400 today. His parents, Kate Brookman and Max Kaminsky, carried the weight of Ukrainian Jewish heritage while navigating the Great Depression. Mel was the youngest of four brothers, Irv, Lenny, and Bernie, and space and food were often scarce. Yet, even in those tight quarters, a spark within him began to take shape. Mel watched life closely. He observed children playing, people struggling, joking, and carrying hidden pain. Those early experiences would later surface as the honest, razor-sharp comedy he became known for. Growing up small and frail made him a target for bullies, both on the streets and sometimes at home. His brothers were tougher, so Mel adapted. He learned to be quick, first to dodge blows, then to deflect them with humor. He discovered that voices and accents were shields. By mimicking Irish, Italian, and Southern accents, he could halt teasing, turning survival into skill and skill into artistry. At 9, a pivotal moment arrived. An uncle took him to the Alvin Theater to watch Anything Goes, and the performance of Ethel Merman shook him to his core. Walking out, young Mel declared he would never work in the garment district like the rest of his family. He would make people laugh instead. That resolve never wavered. Teenage years brought mentorship and discipline. He learned drums from Buddy Rich, another Brooklyn native, mastering timing and rhythm. By 14, he played paid gigs at Catskills resorts, and at 16, he realized the audience responded more to his jokes than his drumming. Comedy had chosen him. Graduating high school in 1944, Mel faced the call of World War II. His high Army IQ scores sent him briefly to the Army's Specialized Training Program, but it collapsed, sending him to the front lines. Serving in the 114th Engineer Combat Group, he survived the Battle of the Bulge, cleared mines, and endured freezing winters under constant threat. Even amid war, he wrote jokes, using humor as a lifeline for himself and his fellow soldiers. Returning home in 1946, he joined Catskills resorts like Grossinger's, playing drums, hosting shows, and honing his craft. Nights of unpredictable crowds and chaos became his training ground, teaching him timing, improvisation, and audience engagement in ways no classroom could. By the late 1940s, he performed in Brooklyn clubs, blending music, impressions, and raw humor that reflected his war experiences. Radio and television followed. Auditions for Sid Caesar's Admiral Broadway Revue led to his first paid writing gig, a $50 a week start in a lightning-fast live TV environment. There, he collaborated with legends like Neil Simon and Carl Reiner, shaping a new kind of sketch comedy that balanced chaos with precision. By 1950, he was writing for Your Show of Shows, reaching 60 million viewers weekly, learning how to sharpen sketches while navigating the immense pressure of live television. The 1960s marked his transition to recorded media. Collaborating with Carl Reiner on The 2,000-Year-Old Man, Brooks pushed boundaries with raw, unscripted, and sometimes shocking humor. Despite early failures, including the Broadway flop Shinbone Alley, Brooks persisted, seeking creative control. In 1967, The Producers emerged as his first major film project. The journey was fraught: studio skepticism, a tight $941,000 budget, and a 40-day shooting schedule. Brooks chased down Zero Mostel personally to ensure the perfect casting. The infamous Springtime for Hitler sequence drew shock, walkouts, and censorship pressures. Yet when it premiered in 1968, it won an Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Financially, it initially lost money, but creatively,